on week 2 with no fixture.
I know, I'm ready for a game.
I'm ready for a game.
Let's get some game time.
So we thought we're going to do another player interview this week with the one and only
Megatron.
Oos. Let's be having it. Hello and welcome to week number 6, numero 6 of the Hammer Time podcast. This week is very special again. We're just having 2 weeks off. We are here with Megatron, Meg Vella, the first week player of the day. Yay. Congratulations, Meggie.
Well done, Meg.
She sat there going, nah, wasn't that good really.
It
wasn't that good.
Best of a bad bunch.
No,
what it was.
You've got to take it where you can. So with us having a 2-week gap, we've done an interview. Last week we did one with our American compadre Chase.
Yes.
This week with Meg. Mm-hmm. Meg is relatively new to the game. What are you now? Season and a half? No, not even that.
I think it was August, wasn't it, last year?
So not even
Yes,
a
it
full
was.
year.
No,
Not
it's
even a
not
full
even
year.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Warhammers virgin.
Yes.
she was last year, wasn't
I
she?
was, yeah.
Yeah. It went down very well. Anyway, Meg did really well last year and she was keen to come back again. So we thought we'd drag her onto the podcast this week just to talk about. So this is obviously the only sport Meg has done. Massive sporting background. We have pretty much a professional footballer with us.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you took a good game, so we're going to go. You're
Would
pretty
not
much a
go that
professional
far.
footballer here. So we want to know everything about your sporting background first, Meg. But what are you drinking first?
Is it what is it called? Jeremy Clarkson's cider.
Jeremy Clarkson's. We're not sponsored by you, Jeremy.
No,
just
we're
saying.
not. We're not. That's why it's in these cups.
He's definitely
So we're hiding
No
this.
sponsorship here.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it's actually quite nice.
Yeah?
I was looking to get some the other day.
Yeah. Is it quite
Price put me
fruity, quite scenty?
Where did you get it from?
It's a
The local
shopping brand
convenience
that lives.
store.
That is quite near us. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
The local convenience.
It rhymes with
supermarket.
op, but also has a co at the front.
Coop.
Yeah, it rhymes with coop.
Okay,
Yeah, so
cool.
she's got a fruity cider from the Clarkson farm.
Yes.
What have you got, Jack?
I've got a Christmas special. Don't know what the official title is. It just says
It just says Hoppy Christmas.
It's a hoppy Christmas
Yeah.
kind of.
And I have got a Rocky Road Stout.
Disgusting.
That's actually
It's
quite
lovely.
nice.
It's got
It
a
is
marsh-
actually quite nice.
It is quite nice. It's got a marshmallow touch to it.
Nasty.
But anyway, we do digress. So, your sporting background, Meg.
Yeah. I
Give us a
think
run through. Where did it all start
Yeah,
for
where
you?
did it start?
It started when I was 6 and I went down to the local football field with my dad and yeah, it started from there. 5 days a week in some parts. My mum would take me back and forth everywhere, my dad at some points as well. And yeah, so I've been playing football since I was 6. Obviously joined the military at 16, so that kind of stopped that progression.
Yeah.
Is it football and family you come from then? So just rewind to go back
Yeah.
to 6 years old. Is it
Yeah.
a big footballing house?
Like my dad played, not at any great level. He was just he played. My mum played when she was growing up in Australia, and my grandma
Is your
played.
mum Australian then?
No, she grew up there though. She
Oh.
went to secondary school there.
Really?
Yeah,
I'd
and they
love to
came
go to
back.
Australia.
Yeah,
I would.
some of the stories are great, but yeah, so predominantly just football
Nice.
throughout my life.
Now,
So, I
baseball.
mean, we
And now
spoke
baseball.
about it, haven't we? Like, women's football is now huge.
It's getting there.
You've had a...
Yeah, it's getting
we've
there.
spoke at training a few times about it. Would you say, if you was a 6-year-old now, that the opportunities are bigger? If you want to go
100%.
into
Yeah,
women's
100%.
football?
100%. I think I'm kind of like 20 years too old,
Yeah.
and I always say that. It's definitely getting there. A lot more advertisement and money needs to go into it. But I mean, I'm looking forward to the Euros this summer. Hopefully England do well again. But yeah, for little girls growing up now, there's that incentive there. So I was actually going to leave the military back in, I think it was 2015, to do football. But there just was no money in it. And so I couldn't, I would still have had to have worked full time and played. And it didn't suit the lifestyle that I had at the time either. So Yeah, it's a shame for me, but it's also great to see the game develop.
I mean, it's brilliant to see. You know,
Yeah.
it's great to see regarding what young girls can go on to achieve regarding football.
Yeah, and I think it's not just football as well, though.
It's
I think
any
just
sports now, isn't it?
like the netball team did well. Like GB are doing great in that as well. And the women's cricket did well recently. So just getting girls into sport, I think, is so important anyway. There shouldn't be that line or that divide just because you're a female you can't play sport.
I almost
don't
find
agree with
with
it.
female sports they're actually sometimes what's the word? Not entertaining, but like it's more interesting to watch. There's something about
because they're not as common, are they? They're not.
Versus men's, you can
But to a degree, I mean, I don't know what you think. Do you reckon they've always got a point to prove? To a degree,
I think in a way.
There's always
but it's also like that feeling shouldn't be there, but it is because and this is like going back decades, but obviously women through the wars played football, and obviously the blokes came back and banned it for women, so that stopped. So they've had obviously all this time to progress, and now men's football, it's $1 billion business. That's what it is.
It's rubbish. That's what it is.
Rugby bum, and
guilty.
Yeah. So I think. Is it a point to prove, or is it just wanting to just do your best? I don't know. I think, and I can relate to that in a way, being in the baseball team that's obviously just men.
Yeah.
I don't come here thinking, right, I've got a point to prove because I'm female. I just come to enjoy it and do my best. So I don't know.
I mean, it's great. Like you said, we'll touch on that later on in the show, really. But at what point did you realise you was quite good at football? So you started at 6.
Quite early on.
Quite early on.
Yeah. I think obviously the position I played helped. So I was always like either an attacking midfielder or a striker.
So you was the one who was
I was always
on
given
the show,
a free role.
Yeah.
So kind of like a Bellingham in the Real Madrid team. You kind of, you start in that position, but you're given like that free role to just pick the ball up and do what you do with it. And I was top scorer the majority of seasons. And
so where did you grow up? Nottingham.
Nottingham, yeah.
So football team wise, who did you play for?
My first ever team was Beeston, and then I kind of joined like dotted around like the local teams, and then I went to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
I was with Notts County for a little bit, and then they disbanded. So I think the last 2 years of like the school before joining the military, I was with Forest.
Yeah.
Then joined the military, and then through my military career, depends where I was posted. So a lot of it was southwest. So I was at Swindon, Bournemouth, Southampton.
I mean, you think, and you put their names out there. They're big names. I mean, obviously the times were different. I know.
Bournemouth's affiliated with the men's team.
Yeah.
The Southampton I was with wasn't. So there was 2. So the other Southampton team had just started when I was coming to like the end of like my proper football career. Like I play at the minute, but it's not like it used to be. And the other team had just formed, and they were the ones that were affiliated with the men's team, and they're now I think they're in the championship. So they're in the second tier of women's football now. So
there is a championship.
Yeah, so it's the women's
professional
championship. Yeah, I think they are. I'm not too sure. And I know this sounds bad, but I follow men's football. Like I played football.
I think men's sport in general is easy to follow. If you go through,
it's because it dominates in any sport.
Yeah, it does, and it's what I grew up. I've always watched it.
Gets a lot more attention online. It's more televised.
Yeah,
it's just easy.
I follow the Lionesses. I follow England. Don't get me wrong, but if people start asking like these little questions, because I'm not 100% sure whether they're professional or semi-professional. I want to say the top 2 tiers are professional, but I'm not sure. So
great knowledge.
Yeah.
No, not really.
So other than football, so obviously going up through school, me and Jack aren't really the best to talk about football. Your football knowledge might be better than mine.
My football knowledge is minus.
Did you play football in school?
No. I liked rounders.
Did you?
Obviously.
Yeah, good boy. Did you?
I was that 1 out of 10 kids that looked forward to rounders.
Did you hit the ball in rounders?
I did actually.
Did you? Yes.
Yeah, not like home runs or nothing, but good enough to get round the bases.
Yeah, I mean, I played in the football team at school. Got a hat trick 1 year.
Maybe the trick for me hitting balls here is doing with one hand.
Just think it's rounded. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. just get stuff back.
Yeah.
What was your sport in school, Jack? So you're going back to school?
I've never. Well, this is the thing. Until baseball coming up here, I've never really been a sporty person.
No.
Never been big on. I was ill quite a lot as a kid, quite a lot as an adult as well, actually. But yeah, I never really fit in with the sporty crowds at school.
No.
So it was that stereotype, like the
you weren't a
popular
jock.
kids at school for us. They were all into sports, and I never really got on with them. So that sort of pushed my love away. And I've never really been into football.
No, I've never
either.
been to football.
It's never interested me. And that's all everyone talked about sport-wise at school was football.
And I think when you go through football, I don't think it's actually the sport that irritates me. I think it's everything that
the lifestyle that comes with it.
I think everything that it consumes annoys me.
Yeah.
Because generally, I think if we was to put a ball out there with the baseball team, we play five-a-side, I presume we'd all enjoy it.
Yeah.
We'd all enjoy playing it.
Yeah, you've definitely kicked football about when I've bought one or there's been one about.
It's...
Yeah, I think there's a lot of politics in it. Yeah. There's a lot of, stuff that comes with football, like the lifestyle and the money that's involved is crazy.
I mean, the money is scary. It's scary,
It's absolutely shocking.
I do regular garden maintenance for a client, and she's got quite a big property and she's got kids, and the kids like football. And then when I go there to do the grass cutting, obviously I have to take the temporary plastic posts and kick all the balls off the grass and cut the grass. I can't lie, when I put it all back, I put the goalpost back up, and when I start putting the balls back out, I definitely, because the kids got like 12 different footballs in there. I can't say
how many did you score?
Line them up and just give them all a kick.
Out of 12, how many go in?
12.
All 12?
No, of course not. Honestly, so not even lying. I think I kicked 12 from the same spot, and I got about 3 in.
Oh wow!
And
I was bad.
I'm
guilty.
That far away, even really.
I'm guilty.
My foot coordination's just not there.
So football going up through school. Anything else? Anything else sports-wise?
I was always involved in the basketball team, like in school, basketball. I tried hockey. I enjoyed it. I got banned because the stick came too high.
You got banned? You got aggressive?
Yeah, so I actually...
I've witnessed Meg's aggression firsthand. She saved me.
I did. I actually cut a girl's eye because I was trying to, it's not meant to... I was just trying to hit it, but I was like... So, yeah, hockey didn't work out. But, yeah, basketball, football, rounders, cricket...
Oh, we never played cricket.
Everything other than like netball.
I would play cricket. I know you got the.
Yeah, everything other than netball. And I even did that because they needed players. So.
It's always just been into sport.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'd try anything.
So when did baseball first sort of cross your mind?
About a year ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Never ever before.
I mean, I went when I was on a football tour. When I was in the army, we went on a tour to America. And we actually went to a Washington Nationals game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was there for the Tango vodka slushies. Yeah. However, it was so good. Can't really remember watching that much of it. But, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always known about baseball. I've always known about American football, like lacrosse, everything like that.
I think Americans do one thing really well is they make sports really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if us as a country could make baseball appealing like the Americans do.
Probably not. The weather's rubbish as well.
The weather's rubbish. The way they fill a stadium out.
You can make a day of it.
Yeah, you can.
It was literally a day out. It was brilliant.
If you look at crowds in baseball games, there'll be like a group and one person will be watching and the others, they're not even watching.
No one else is.
They're there just for the atmosphere and the fun. They might occasionally look down and go, it's like, cool, got to run in.
I mean, it's the game itself, you can disappear for an hour and come back and not a lot's really changed. Not a lot's changed.
Exactly, unless it's like an absolutely mental game going on where
there's so many
it's going on. In which case, I think everybody's ours. But baseball, it's one of those. You could go 3 innings where
not a lot happens.
After out, and nothing happens. So,
I mean, so when you was watching it, when you was in the stands having your vodka slushy, did you ever think I could play this? Because I know when I first started,
because it's a ball sport. So I've always been interested in a ball sport.
Oh, you did really well then.
Yeah.
You did really well then.
Bravo.
I was sat there waiting for it. I was sat there waiting for it.
They're waiting for the little innuendos. And
I was waiting.
But no, so I always think that I can play anything.
Yeah.
And so when a year ago, it was at a community day here, and of all the things to be in rugby, a baseball team.
It's mad.
And I was just like, what?
We make this point over and over, don't we?
Yeah.
About you name all these baseball teams in the UK, and it's always somewhere really obvious. And then you mention rugby Warhammers.
And they're like, "Where's that?"
Like, where the hell is rugby?
Like the
Lincolnshire.
small little village
Where's
in the middle of
Lincolnshire?
nowhere.
Yeah. So yeah, I obviously got involved with the activities that were on, really enjoyed it, and actually I just inquired and then came down a week or two after, and
I think you come like pretty much the next week.
probably.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, probably. Then got signed up, and here we go. So it's probably
Signed
like
up,
July.
yeah, we signed her.
Yeah, I've still got my little fastest female pitcher trophy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She's failing to mention she was the only one, but you're still the quickest.
I wasn't.
Phoebe gave it a go.
Did she?
Oh, there we
I think
go.
Helen gave it a go. I think Helen gave it a go.
There we go.
So obviously baseball crossing your mind when you was down at the field when you was doing your pitching on the community day. Did you generally think I want to give this a go, or did it like cross your mind thinking I don't know, it's not really for me?
No, I did. Yeah, I wanted to get involved. I think the only thing at the back of your mind is like, I have not played this sport.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules. I don't know. Well, exactly. So
but you don't know that at the time, do you?
You don't know that. So you think, am I joining a team that are very well, trained because I wasn't at my fittest either. Like technically, are they like really good?
Yeah.
Like how am I then going to fit
like,
into
I'm
this?
fine. I'm one of the best players.
After two, after the first one was like, I don't know what I was worrying about.
Yeah, but like I didn't know. I knew obviously that a pitchers, you have to hit the ball, but there's so much to it.
There's loads.
There is so much to it. It's not a case of someone just throws you the ball and you hit it.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of that was in the back of my mind, but I never at one point ever thought I can't do this.
No, that's great because your first game, if I remember right, was it Liverpool away? Was that your first game? No, what was your first game?
It was
home game here.
Game here, I believe.
You fall in it first, or you slid in it first, didn't you?
Oh yeah, the one place.
Yeah. Plus to knee, and knee was swollen up after one.
Yeah,
play.
it was. Oh yeah, I've still got a scar from that actually.
Yeah, who was that against?
I don't know.
No, I can't remember.
Clue.
I just remember Meg hit. I think she
because I was going up ready to bat, and they were like, "Just make sure you slide." And there's me thinking that just means
you just
on all the bases,
words, don't you? Yeah.
And hit the ball. I was getting nowhere near first, nowhere near it. So I thought, I'll slide. Didn't even slide properly.
I still
slid on your knees, I think.
Oh,
I
don't know
like
what I did.
Year six discos.
Yeah,
on your knees, straight in it.
Friction burn with shorts on. I still at first I always forget. Before I'll tell myself I can run off at first.
Yeah.
But if I'm going there, every part of my brain is like, you need to get ready to come to a stop. I think I think our first game away this year at Liverpool was the first time I ran off the base and been like, oh,
really?
Fine, and not panicked and been like, let's get back.
Yeah.
Because that part of my mind is like, base is safe as long as you're touching it. But first is the only one you can. Yeah, you can actually.
Yeah.
And we touched on it last week with Chase, didn't we? The fact that the game has a lot more to it than what we think. When we watch it on the telly, you literally hit the ball and that's it. But rules wise, there's so many rules to follow. Where you run out, sliding in at base. Is that still something you're struggling with? Do you
definitely
all the basics of it? You've got the grasp of the
yeah,
basics.
I've definitely improved in that sense. Like, I think even now I've moved infield, even from like a month ago to now, I'm a lot better than what I was. I think there's still more that I could do personally. Like you say, like just watch the game, and learn that way. I mean, I have actually watched videos on YouTube, but I'm one of them that has to do it. And then unless that scenario comes into play, you're kind of a bit all over the place, or you're too busy thinking about what you've got to do, if that makes sense. So like when Chase is catching and he throws it to obviously second because there's a runner in training, it's fine.
Well, there's no runner
on game day when there's an actual runner, you're like,
it's that heat of the moment.
Oh God, yeah. And then because there was a game here, I believe, and
it's raining. Apologise.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be wet. And he actually slid into second, so I had to dodge him, and then missed the ball. So it's all of those things. The more you do it, the more you practice, obviously, the better you become at it. But But
you've actually become really fond of the team in itself, haven't you? What the Warhammers is all about. You generally enjoy being part of the setup.
Yeah, definitely.
This could sound a bit of a thing, but what do you enjoy most of? What do you enjoy about the club as much as you can?
the fact that it's like a family orientated club, I love that. All the guys, I get on with all the guys. There's never been that divide.
No.
Do you know what I mean? There never has been. I remember when I first started, and you'd be like, "Right, I'm just gonna touch you," and I'm just like, "Matt, shush! Like, come on,
lads."
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you wanted, yeah.
And so there's never been like any animosity just because I'm a female. I've never felt like if I've done something wrong, it's like, oh, it's because you're a girl kind of thing. I've never felt that. Like Tuesday and Fridays, I'm like, yes, we've got baseball later.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's that kind of escape from everything else, and you just come down here and just play a sport that you've kind of fallen in love with.
We've spoken about it a few times. That's what you like about it, the fact that you can just come and...
Oh, yeah, for me, it's always been more of a social thing first.
Yeah.
Like, because I've got that love for baseball now, but originally it was always like, I can go somewhere, meet new people, meet my friends now, and that's somewhere I can go to just... Everything else goes away off my mind, and I can just come here and enjoy it. And then playing is just enjoyable. Yeah,
playing is enjoyable, but you still have that narking thing in your mind. Damn, I wish I'd done that.
Oh yeah, of course.
That never leaves.
Yeah, look at that training session I had the other night where just nothing was going right, and I had to just go and sit off that practice. I was getting in my own head. Normally, go back a year, I wouldn't be fussed if I was missing things.
Yeah,
I'm not here.
You start caring a bit
to
more.
Be really good at this. I'm here because it's fun, but it's slowly turning into that. It's that I want to do well at the game as well as come and have fun as well. Especially going up to this league this year, we've got more of a point to prove.
We've got a huge point to prove, and we've constantly spoke about we want this to be an enjoyable environment, but making things enjoyable is winning. And playing very well.
Yeah.
So we have that element of we're a family club and the kids all enjoy coming here. Our partners always come, but again, when we train Tuesdays, Fridays, we do it with an intention to hit a game plan, go out and win, and then we go from there. So obviously, Meg, you joined a year ago. Your first experience of baseball was outfield.
Yeah.
You struggled with that a little bit last year, but it was a question we asked Chase last week. Did anybody, when you first come, did anyone catch your eye regarding you go, actually, they're not a bad player, regarding where we are?
Yeah, I think
do you know what I mean?
Pretty much everyone, to be honest, because I was so new to the sport, I didn't have like that baseline to go off.
Yeah.
I mean, you always had like Harry,
great
Sean, yourself, Cody, who was here.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Shout out, Cody.
Yeah.
You better be watching this, Cody.
Yeah, you better be.
I'll be very upset to find out if you're not watching.
Yeah. Everyone, like Buff on first base, the way that guy moves, his body is unreal.
He's so big and flexible.
Like,
you don't expect it out off, do you?
No.
Especially the way he reaches off first.
Like that guy's insane. But yeah.
Outfield was a struggle though for you last year.
Yeah, because there wasn't a lot to do.
No. Especially right field.
Yeah.
But again, I've always said, if people who come and it's their first time in playing, it's probably the best place to put you to start with.
Yeah.
Because obviously not so much happens. You can actually watch what's happening.
Game from there better, yeah.
And it's the last thing you want to hear as a player, because you think, I want to be in the thick of it. But when you're out there, you watch some things. And, still to this day, we even play and think, I don't understand. Like you're out the other week, when you're doing that, there's still things to be learned. But when you first start, right field, it's an ideal place. But not in this league though. A lot of things go right field.
They actually do, yeah.
Yeah, now you've moved, Meg. But to be fair, you had a great game last game at home. You made a lot of clean fields on the infield.
Yeah, but it's just strange, isn't it? Because especially like you say, like we've moved up now, and you think, we've done some really good plays in this like first game, and then you see the score.
Yeah, the score didn't reflect that. To be fair.
You're like, shit.
Yeah, the score didn't reflect that first game.
No, I don't think it did either.
Have you found the transition hard, though, coming from out to in? Because it's a bit like you, isn't it? You've gone from centre field all the way into the infield at catcher.
Yeah.
Do you guys find it, both of you, do you find it hard?
There is a huge difference.
Everything's a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It's a lot more in your face, and you've got to be if you have an outfield and something comes up, you've got time to go call. I've got a lot of distance to cover, which is hard in itself, but then infield's almost the other way, shorter distances, but you've got to be twice as quick almost.
Yeah.
And you've got to be constantly ready.
Yeah.
With outfield, there's that, like, find your pocket, like, sort of get ready if you need to.
Yeah.
But then you'll get balls where you're instantly, like, kind of not needed like I'll always come in to infield if it's an infield ball for support if I'm needed. But there's never that like, okay, cool. Whereas infield, it could go towards first, but even as third baseman, you're like, this is in my zone now, and you've got to be on it quickly.
I think the only thing that I've struggled with is obviously going from right field to second. You've got to know a lot more.
Yeah, I was literally about to say. Do you reckon it's the game knowledge is the huge?
Yeah.
You've got to think a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's the game knowledge.
Yeah, because outfield's
and
grab
then,
it, get it in, let them deal with it. Infield's like, this is my problem.
The communication for me is something that I struggle with because I don't know fully what I'm talking about. Yeah. So
I just shouted at your last game. I just literally shouted everything to you, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And that
just
helps.
do that, mate. Just do that, mate. Just do that, mate. Just
That's why catchers always
but that helps.
shout out orders.
Yeah.
They'll tell you where they want it.
Yeah.
So your instinct should just be like, you trust your catcher enough. Is he's telling me, go to 3. I've got the ball. 3's over there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you've got that help if you need it. It's not like you get the ball and then no one says anything and goes, well.
Yeah.
It's your problem now.
Exactly. I think for me it's just because it's quite a prominent position.
Yeah.
And it's given the communication to the other players is something that I need to obviously work on. But that's game knowledge, and that will come with time and playing the game more. Do I enjoy being there more? Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's more to do. You know, you're in the action, especially in this league. And I've enjoyed it. Every time I step out there, I enjoy it, and it's something I look forward to. So it's like I say, it's just game knowledge and that technicalities of plays.
It's
and stuff like
understanding
that.
the rules.
Yeah.
One thing you spoke about at the beginning, and we spoke about it the other night when we were training, is that you're very shocked that you don't see many more women playing.
Yeah, you don't. I don't think I've actually come across one. That was a really random question,
but do you find it weird, or do you?
No,
Are you surprised?
I don't find it weird.
No? Are you surprised?
No, because I think for me, like when I see baseball, I see it as the MLB.
Yeah.
So I don't know how their setup is in America. And I know obviously females, a lot of them play softball.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you reckon that's the huge?
Obviously very similar.
Baseball, though, don't you?
You do get female baseball.
Yeah. But because I don't know that setup.
Women's baseball.
Yeah.
Say it properly.
Women's
not
baseball.
Females, women's baseball.
Females.
Is it not the same thing?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be politically correct.
Who knows these days?
No one knows.
Yeah, so no, I'm not surprised at all being in England and it being baseball. No.
Do you think there'll ever be a day where we go to play a team and
there'll be another female?
And there's one other female and you guys are like, yeah!
I mean,
hey! We're friends now.
Slay!
I would never be like that. That would be more of a you thing.
That would be, yeah. But where go, girlfriend?
But no, it would be nice to see.
Another Cornishman.
Oh my God, I'd be sure.
Oh, I'll say,
Hear me, lover.
We've just lost 90% of our viewers.
99. Your dad's 99% of our viewers.
He is actually. Yeah, shout out to Dad, by the way. One supporter.
Yeah,
would
so
you
no, I don't find it
like
weird.
to see more? I was going to say, this is more of a selfish question for you. Would you like to see more?
To be honest, it doesn't really bother me.
Doesn't bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It just doesn't bother me. I mean, no. Do I care? No, not really. No.
Just here.
If 2 or 3 females wanted to join this team, great. I don't care who you are, where you're from, whatever. If you want to play, you want to play. It's fine.
Yeah. You're the original way, Meg.
Yeah.
You're the OG.
You're
the OG.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to Manchester. We've got Manchester coming this weekend. Difficult game. Fingers crossed anyway. Weather holds.
Weather outside.
Not great.
I
apologise for the audio, by the way. I don't know.
It might affect it.
That was quite loud at one point. But...
We know they're a really good side. Looking at it defensively, there's a few things we could have improved on from the last game. Outfield, game 1 was a bit sloppy, weren't we? Other things that you want to bring into the game, me personally, I think the infield have to be a lot cleaner. I mean, again, I've never been so quiet at shortstop. The ball never come that way. Predominantly, everything went your way, didn't it? Nearly everything went to.
Well, like you said, everything seems to go right field.
It's that little bit we need to clean up between infield, outfield, that area, that grey area there.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to improve on. What would you like to see improve? Going into the weekend knowing it's a big game, Manchester are a hard team.
I think to probably just follow up on the stuff you've said, the outfield to be confident in their ability to catch the ball. They all know they can do it. And judging it, I mean, we've said previously, you know, some people are just really good at being able to judge the ball, you know, coming at you. Some people misjudge it sometimes. But just having the confidence in outfield and infield, like say, being cleaner. I think with the speed of the game this year, it's a lot different to last year.
Oh, massively. That we touched on
yeah,
that before.
and we can only improve the more we keep facing these teams.
Yeah.
You know, the better we'll become.
Yeah.
I remember at the start of the season thinking, God, well, perhaps we'll only just have one season in this league, and then, you know, we'll go back down anyway. But now I'm like, it's probably better if we, you know, can actually stay in this league. Because we can only improve and become better players.
The underdogs next year.
But as a as baseball players, it's great when you're winning. You know, and this is no disrespect to any teams that we played, but some games we played last year, and we must have had like 30 runs just off walks.
Yeah, now
and you learn nothing from that. Where this year, every pitch. I mean, we spoke on that young kid who pitched.
He was ridiculous. He was so good.
The other week. I mean, he was just, you know, he was fantastic. But when you're facing those, again, it makes us realise what we can steal, what we should be swinging for.
It's the other bits that come with, instead of just hitting, the batter hitting off it. What about the players that are out there, and what can they do to affect the play from that? But I think, I mean, our batting, you know, because the pitching this season's, you know, gone up a level. It really has.
It's hard to simulate in training.
It is extremely hard. You can't unless you've got one of those machines. You know, that pings 100 miles an hour. You just can't. So, and I think that will come with time. We've all played sport for a long time.
A lot of it's reading the
actual
ball, I think. Not so much the speed. I think
it's reading it. Yeah, it's
reading the ball.
And then if you were to connect with something like that,
it's going to fly.
It is. So
it's going to fly.
Yeah, it's just progression.
Personal ambitions for this year. So what do you personally want? What do you want the team to achieve? But what do you want to achieve? You know, me and Jack often spoke that we just want the team to learn, don't we? We want people to learn.
Yeah.
As a player, as an individual, what do you?
I think that would be to develop my game further.
Yeah.
So going back at what we spoke about earlier, like, you know, those things that you look back on, you think, God, I should have made that. I should have, you know, that ball that was rolling next to me, you know, I should have. So for me, something that I need to work on a lot more is ground balls. And, you know, defending.
What do you mean? Hitting at you? You just mean that they're coming too fast at you.
Yeah, I do, because he slogs these balls at us, right?
Quite close as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. It does teach, but it's so difficult.
To be fair, this ground doesn't help. This ground is not. It makes the ball a lot worse. Yeah.
So for me, I would like to get to a point where ground balls are not an issue anymore. Do you know what I mean? And like,
I must be thankful that it's a ground ball.
Yeah.
So you can go, oh, cool. Yeah, I like these.
Yeah, exactly. And just to progress my game further, I think personally, and develop a bit more, you know, and go again next year and improve.
Roll it back.
Yeah. For the team, I just want us all to be, you know, where we are now, still like have that togetherness. If we lose,
almost no
it's
change,
fine.
We just all get better as individuals.
Yeah, and still maintain that like tight bond that we've got.
Yeah.
And that, I think, that would be what I'd want.
Thank you very much, Meg. So the next part of the show is Jack's favourite.
Yeah.
So
quick five, baby.
Quick five.
Yeah, this isn't technically baseball related. It's just a bit fun because it's the bit I can get involved in.
It's the bit you like.
Shall I go now?
You go for it now. We ain't got any food for her to try this week because it's a bit boring. We can't give a pork pie.
No. Just like, it's a pork pie, mate.
Yeah.
I actually had some today, sriracha ones.
There you go. Just did off.
I was meant to get Chase some Coleman's mustard. Damn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dijon mustard is probably better, but then that's French.
What, on pork pie? Dijon mustard on pork pie? Dear Meg.
I agree.
But I had sriracha pork pies earlier, so I'm not normal anyway.
Yeah.
Sriracha's brilliant.
I've got some in Carp at the minute reduced.
Are they?
Coop.
A Coop. We don't advertise shops.
We do not advertise. Apologise.
I'll keep it sport related to begin with. So, favourite sporting team?
Man United. Easy.
Yeah, it's going to be.
It's going to be easy, wasn't it? Yeah.
Isn't it? For sure.
Easy.
It's okay. So straight off that.
Manchester United.
Sporting icon. Ever is got to be Cristiano Ronaldo. Has to be, the longevity that man it's his professionalism, his work rate. Last night he scored the winner against Germany, and now Portugal in the UEFA Nations League final. And he's 40 years old.
That's true.
The
you professionalism,
professionalism,
I knew his name,
and he's at such a high level. I think
I feel awful, and I'm only 37. I just feel in pain all the time.
His mentality, his professionalism, his work, everything about him as a sporting person is just.
I mean, he's impressive.
You can't fault it. You really can't.
I've always said I'm not a big footballing fan, but when people are arrogant but can pull it off, can back it up, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm all for that.
You talk the talk and walk the walk.
If you're really smug and confident and then can't do shit,
I think there's a lot of people that think that about him.
Yeah,
he's just arrogant. But then he's brought out quite a few documentaries, and there's quite a few people that have actually changed their opinion of him from those documentaries. He's very family orientated. He just wants to do his best, and I think for a sporting icon,
some of it I think is jealousy, because to be the absolute best, you have to be. And what is amazing with him, he's not the best in the world now, is he? But he still tries to be. He still tries that.
He's 40 years old and is still playing. Well, internationally at the highest level, club-wise, obviously he's in Saudi Arabia at the minute. Don't know for how long, but he's still banging in.
I thought he retired from international football years ago. Shows you my knowledge.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, it goes back to what we touched on the last podcast about your mentality.
Yeah.
You've got the right mentality for sport.
100%. I saw that and I completely agree.
Yeah. Have that right mentality than it would be to be just naturally skillful but have the wrong mentality.
Chase was saying when they own yourself. Yeah, you could have all the talent in the world, but if you're not up here,
mentally you're not
prepared,
to have the talent and the mentality together, that's
rare.
Just rare.
It is rare.
But if you've not got the mentality, to be not quite the player, that will always outwin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course it will.
Always will.
Yeah. Okay, right. So, stuck on a desert island on food.
Don't say potatoes.
You have to eat that food.
No, mine would be steak. But this is the thing, right? Is this food just supplied constantly?
Yeah, we're not going to go into the details.
This is what I mean.
We're not saying we have to get. They're dropping it in a box every day. We're saying that.
Yeah, you can like someone saying, "Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm going to put you here, and you're on your own forever." Everything else, survival-wise, you have to do yourself. But we'll give you unlimited lifetime supply of food. Medium
rare steak. Because if it's a desert island, they'll have fruit.
It's not getting cooked for you, though.
True.
I'll cook it myself.
Yeah, that's easy.
I can do that. I'd love steak every day, but I couldn't cook it myself.
Oh yeah. No.
Terrible.
Because then you've got your protein.
This is where, right? Sorry, I have to go back to Chase's answer being quite good. Because
it was very clever, but
you can get bored because you can change it. If you've got medium rare steak every day,
but you're on a desert island
every day, you can't change it.
But to be fair,
you must get to the point where you're like.
So you're on a desert island, so you'd learn to fish. You'd learn to fish.
No, but you're not allowed to eat fish. We're only saying your desert island food. You can only have.
That's what I mean. Chase's. That's
so you literally just sat there doing nothing until your box of food comes in.
Well, no, you'd be surviving. You're looking for water. You've got to build a shelter.
Well, they can't hunt. They can't hunt for other food. Or are you saying they can hunt for other food?
I would say you can't hunt. You can, like you say.
So fruit from the trees.
Fruit, that's fine.
Well, what could I have with this medium?
You can have a relish.
So I'd probably make like a mango salsa.
With a relish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could mix it up like that.
Yeah. All right. It's a steak, medium rare steak.
100%. Yeah. Keep that protein going.
I like the medium rare answer as well, by the way.
Do you ever have blue steak?
Ugh. No, absolutely
not. That's too much.
No.
Looks like medium's like the max I'll go.
It looks awful as well.
Yeah.
My mum has it well done, and that's just foul as well.
You may as well just not have it.
Mother, get a grip.
Get a grip, Meg's mum.
Meg's mum. Right, going back to baseball and sport. What is your best baseball moment today, would you say? I mean, you obviously got player of the match at Liverpool.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Although the team performance that weekend wasn't the best, so it kind of trumps it a bit. It's
not about the team, this is you. What's your best baseball moment? Could even be during practice.
I would say either my first catch, because that's always exciting. Yeah. Or the first time I actually got round all four the bases, because I was actually known as Homeless Meg for ages.
Meg, yeah.
because I
Never
would
got
get
home.
to like second or third,
And never make it.
and then no, I'd
Never
just never
score a
make
run.
it. So that was always
They were
was-
great.
That was good.
Homeless Meg.
Yeah,
Homeless Meg.
yeah.
Homeless
can't do that
Meg.
anymore, though.
No, we can't. No.
No,
Who can we do it for now? Pretty much everyone else on the team at the minute.
yeah.
I've scored.
Homeless
Actually, I think
team.
I'm one of the only
Home-
people on the
I
team
got home
so
as
far
well,
to
yeah.
score.
I got
score
home
a
last
run this
game,
year
yeah.
so far. I think
Me-
I've scored 2.
I got round once.
I've scored
Last
2
game.
points. 2 runs. Sorry, I keep saying points.
It's-
I've scored 2
Dex
runs.
I think Dex
got
one
round
in
as well, I
the,
think.
Yeah, that's it. It's easier to count this year because we've got that little runs this year so far.
Yeah.
We can just count them on one hand. But yeah, never mind.
Never mind.
Right, Meg. What's the bat?
The
You
bat.
wanna talk us through.
This is a
magic
special
bat.
one.
This is a special one.
Yes.
This isn't just any old bat.
No, it's not.
This is the homeless bat.
This is a homeless bat. It is at the minute. It's been living in my car because I've just moved house.
Moving.
Yeah, my wife just so generously thought outside the box for my birthday this year and asked Harry,
Our Harry, who
custom
7
make
customs.
me a bat. So yeah, I mean, it's got my name, my shirt number, obviously Rugby Warhammers logo, and then it's got my boy Frank, who is my dog. I lost him last year, and so he's on here.
Is it a certain size?
32 inch.
32 inch
Yeah.
grade A ash.
It is,
So-
yeah.
What we've got with this one. And you like this bat, don't you, Meg?
I do. I love it.
Oh, I ain't got the thing on now.
Special because it's got Frank on it.
I think I've done Frank twice, but I'll just rewind. Very nice. Feels really nice. Nice and light.
It's light, and
We were
that's-
saying earlier, weren't we? The actual
helps.
barrel of the bat, if you can see, is quite small. But you really got on well with this
Yeah.
bat. You've hit.
There's a lot
I
of
do,
handle.
yeah.
Yeah, there's more handle than barrel,
I
but you
do,
got on
yeah.
really well with that.
I mean, in training, yeah. The pictures, however, that we keep chasing, not so much. Just
Yeah, but you
kind
don't
of
want
get.
to snap the bat.
No, that's true. I don't,
You don't
because
wanna snap
I'd
the
be
bat.
devastated. And
This
honestly,
is why
I'd be
I wouldn't ever
devastated.
want a custom one because I'd end up just mounting it on the wall because I wouldn't want to use
Yeah,
it.
I didn't want to use it the first time because obviously it's got all the marks on it and
Yeah.
stuff now.
I
From
know
where
Harry
I've
made
hit
me
off
one,
it.
and I don't want to use it.
No, I mean even mine now that I've just got online, it's covered in all the ball marks.
Yeah.
That annoys me because I'm like, oh, I want to. But you can't clean it off either. They're permanent, and that annoys me. So if I had a custom made one.
But that is a very nice bat, isn't it?
It is a lovely
Very nice
bat.
Lush.
So, thank you very much, Meg, for that this week.
You're more than welcome.
We will be back next week. Fingers crossed with a game review.
We are
Yeah,
weather
hopefully.
dependent.
We are weather dependent, so we're hoping we can play at the weekend. Thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave a really nice comment.
Yeah.
We're now on Spotify as well. If you want to leave a nice
Yay.
comment on there, please do that as well.
Mhm.
But thank you very much for listening.
Yeah.
You're going to
Again.
sign us off, Jack?
Yeah. And again, thanks, mate.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Megatron.
Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. And as always, hashtag
Hammer
Hammer time.
time.